Live. We're live. Perfect. I make sure everything's good on the YouTube side. Plug my headset back in because it has like negative battery life now. Let's see. All right, yeah, we're all set. Cool. All right, well, if you're already here, welcome to the stream. This is not a very this is a chill live stream as it says in the title. So I hope you read the title and are not thrown off by that. I'm joined by Enrico today. Enrico has got some projects to work on. I've got a project to work on just through my computer, and we'll just be hanging out and chatting and building and doing Lego. Perfect kind of content for a Sunday afternoon.
Or Sunday evening, yeah.
Or Sunday evening, yeah. Depends on where you are. Oh man. What a week. Oh, people already in the chat. Oh, JT is here he says he's just here to heckle me. Well,
wow.
I'm sure I'll give you plenty of ammunition.
So how's it been going on your end of the world?
Oh, good enough. I got vaccinated with my first shot on Friday, and if my arm is sore, but otherwise it feels pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, lucky you.
I'm all about that. How about over there?
I'm still waiting. If everything goes to plan, I should get my vaccination in July.
That would be good.
However, we're not really that sure how everything is going to turn out over here. The
That's true.
vaccination program is pretty, well, not really good organized. Let's say, let's keep it kind.
I got
Um,
you.
so we're hoping, I'm personally hoping to get vaccinated in July, so I'm still able to go on holiday. But I'm not really sure how everything is going to be turning out later this month or and beginning of the next month.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Program is really really slow, and it's kind of bugging me out because a lot of older people already got a vaccine. A lot of people in critical jobs already got the vaccine, but because I'm
Right.
younger, I've got to wait quite a bit longer compared to others.
Yeah, it's a shame. It'll get here soon enough, though. We
Let's
have
hope so.
in the chat, we've got Sam, JT, Dawson, and Marcelo. Welcome, guys. Slow day at work. Figured you'd check in with the other nerds. Well, you are in good company. By the way, I meant to tell you this, JT, the other day. I was. It's probably not during the time that you were at work, but I was out in Ohio over on Friday, and G&W train came by in both directions. I think it was the same one both times, which I thought of you both both of those instances.
Well, big news because a couple of days ago, the SD40 instructions were live on
Oh
Big One
yes,
Reloader,
yeah, that went over pretty well as far as I know.
and I really like the uh, BNSF color
Yeah,
scheme.
that's some good stuff in there.
The mixture of orange, black, and yellow. It's really recognizable from the original Lego models.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chris Stone did an amazing job on that, on all of those different models, because each one is um, each one is specific to uh, the railroad livery. So there's like a few part changes and substitutions between those, all those different versions, which are reflected
Hmm.
in the instruction books. There's a lot that went into them. I know Kale and Chris and everybody else involved in that project is working on them for a good amount of time. Someone needs to make a cotton belt version. Well, if they had a tunnel motor,
Are you planning to
SD.
build one of for yourself of the SD40?
Well, I'd probably, if I do, it'll probably be a cotton belt version, but I'd have to modify it into the SD40T-2, which is commonly called a tunnel motor. So, because I now have a cotton belt caboose thanks to Conrad. Which is a very nice gift from him that I received not too long ago. And I haven't posted videos of it because I've been lazy. But that happens. Let's see. If I don't answer the chat immediately, it's because the things that I'm working on are in studio currently, so I can't promise that I'll be able to read your messages immediately, but I will get to them.
And I'm currently trying to get a section of the roof of the roundhouse done. So there's a lot of measurement, a lot of trial and error as well, because I do want to keep it easier to move. Because I know from your stories that the penlock roundhouse wasn't always that easy to set up and move around.
It's got its nuances, but it's not terrible. It's kind of basically you just need to have somebody who built it set it up every time. But that's not so bad. The nice thing about the penlug roundhouses is that a lot of the assemblies are repeatable. Like, it doesn't matter where you put each one of the stalls. Like, each stall lifts out. Each stall lifts out, and like most of them are, or the short ones at least are. You don't have to put them in a specific order, except for the one on the ends, and then and then the long ones, just because there's 3 of them, they'll have to go in an order because there's a wall on one side and then a garage door or an overhead door on the other.
Yeah, that's a lot easier to set up instead of comparing each wall from which section it belongs to.
Yeah. But yours will probably be a little bit easier still, assuming you can replicate all of your stalls in the same way. Because you'll have a lot more.
I have a lot more, yeah. I was talking to Gil, or you, I'm not sure the other day, that we're going to have a challenge of who's going to build the biggest roundhouse in the world.
And Enrico's gonna one up us single-handedly.
Yeah. I'm now planning 12. That you're probably going to build 16, and I'm going to build 20. And a few years later, we just end up with 4.
We'll build a second one.
A second one and a third one.
Which would be fun. We do want to rework some of the roundhouse at some point when we start rebuilding the penlug layout, which we said we're going to do for a while, but we've been focused on too many other things. Your vote is for CN. That'd be cool. SD40. SD40-2 in Ontario Northern. It's expected coming from you, virtual train stuff. Welcome to the stream. I'm using stud.io or Bricklink's studio. It's easier to say. I used to do all my design work in Lego Digital Designer, but they stopped supporting that program, so I switched pretty immediately to Studio and have been using that ever since. Waiting for a GP38. Yeah, I'm not sure when that'll be, but maybe someday. Thanks everybody for joining. If you just did, we're here and we're hanging out. I'm really trying not to mess up too badly what I've got going on here.
So still able to figure out which part goes where.
Yeah, exactly. On the plus side, once I get like one half of the car designed or built, not designed, I'm not designing this right now, but once I get the one half of it, the second half will be just copy and mirror pretty much, which will be nice. But a little bit of a ways to go before that point. Let's see.
Yeah, I did design my roundhouse to be well, the walls are different, but the floor sections are the same, except for the end parts. Um, but everything goes apart. So every roof section is in a different part. Every the structure for the roof itself is in a different part. The walls are a different part. The flooring are a different part. So you're pretty much able to box up everything in 2 or 3 boxes. And the difficult thing is because it's figuring out which part goes where, especially for the walls, because each wall is unique to itself. Because they have a different design. One has a door, another one has 4 windows, the other has 3 windows.
There's a lot of work going into roundhouses. Hey, Kale, no, I'm not designing with real brick. I'm uh, putting Robert's car through Studio. I'm not designing anything today. I'm just rebuilding. I'm virtualizing. Kale is probably up to his eyeballs with SD40-2 shipping stuff.
I just can imagine him in a big room with all instruction manuals everywhere.
That's about what it's like. Something close to that, anyways. I did do a little bit of physical building though recently. I built this bad boy, which is not completely done yet, but it's getting there. I need basically flex tube and decals to finish it, but it's basically there. Really happy with that car.
Pretty cool build.
Yeah, I love that thing. It's so unique and interesting. Right up my alley. If anybody has any questions for Enrico or myself, please feel free to drop them in the chat. We're not going to be just, I'm sure, overflowing with content today. I'm a little tired, and Enrico's got plenty to work on
Too much
his end.
yeah, too much at the same time as always.
Mm-hmm.
I was working on the gray steam locomotive that I'm building today, because the custom driving
Oh,
mods
nice.
arrived earlier this week.
Nice. I
And
love the way that's turning out.
I'm going to put the sound files somewhere this week on the PFX brick.
Oh, awesome.
I've been trying to collect already quite a few, and I'm still in the process of downloading most of them.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes forever just to get the sound files right, because you don't want them to have a split second of silence in between them,
Yeah.
especially the running sound files. So there's a lot of cutting, trimming, making sure everything goes correctly from driving sound loop 2, from driving sound loop 3, to driving sound loop 4.
Yeah. There's a lot going on there for sure. It'll be really worth it though when you finish that up.
Yeah, definitely. I'm planning to add sound to almost every steam locomotive that I'm building or have built.
That would be awesome. That would be seriously
It
awesome.
just adds a lot more realism to it. But the fun
Definitely.
joke is, Aaron really doesn't like the sound. Planning to put a Bluetooth speaker in one of his trains and
Uh
just
huh.
blast death rock somewhere across the layout.
That sounds like something that he would do.
Yeah, that's definitely something Aaron would do. Yeah.
That's really funny. I love it. Here we go. No. I did that wrong.
It's a
I need to
kill.
start paying attention.
It's a marginally addicted lit basement. Perfect for hiding body skill.
Yeah, I know. in my defense, this is crazy stuff that I'm got going right now. So I'm very happy that Robert was kind enough to share with me the car that I'm looking at. What decals am I putting on my combine? Probably just Gray Ridge, which will match my 10-wheeler. It's a marginally adequate lit basement. Well, the light over your building desk is certainly a nice addition since the olden days, I guess. Kale's building desk at home used to be notoriously poorly lit, and it upset me greatly until recently. Recently, he's like within like the past year, he put in a much nicer light, so you can actually see
what he's building.
exactly. So that's a good thing. But I have lights. Like I want to be like blinded when I walk down to my when I look at my building desk. I want all the light.
So, you have any plans for shows later this year in the US, or is everything
Uh,
quiet?
I well, so I know that the oh shoot, what show was it? Hold on. Brick Fair, Virginia. Brick Fair,
Yeah.
Virginia was recently announced that they would be doing a vendor only show, which is interesting.
Hmm.
Um, and that will be, I think, in August. I want to say. I don't exactly remember, but I might go down to that maybe just for the weekend portion of the show. I don't think I'll do like the during the middle of the week, like Thursday, Friday days. I'll probably just show up on Friday evening and hang out until Sunday. Might do that. I've been considering Nebraska Brick Days again, but I haven't made any real decisions on it yet. And those are the main U.S. shows that I'm aware of and have any desire to go to this year.
But most of them are going to be public, or like you said, vendor only.
The Nebraska Brick Days should be a public show as far as I'm aware, but I haven't gotten 100% on that yet. It'd be kind of fun. That was a really nice show to go to when I went the other couple years ago. So again, just can only do so much.
Conrad, I find your lack of light disturbing. That's probably one of the best comments I will have. I will see the entire evening.
I like that. It's a good quote, Conrad.
Yeah, we have been invited to quite a few shows this year, uh, but for some strange reason, everybody's planning them for the end of the year. So, from September to probably December, every weekend there's going to be one or two shows across the country. Every weekend,
Wow.
model shows, train shows, and we have been invited. Me personally, to quite a few. The luck that I'm a member of, I've been invited to quite a few. Um, so if I want to, I could go away every weekend, but it's
That'd be really
definitely going.
hard.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be to decide which I prefer and which I won't go. And I don't want to go away every weekend, so I probably have
Mm-hmm.
to pick a few. And we're still not sure if they're able to go through at all.
That makes sense. That's a lot of shows, though.
Yeah, quite a few model shows. Some Steam heritage organizations that invited us to come around when they have their main event this year.
That's awesome.
So it's pretty
Oh,
cool to be contacted by quite a few vendors and quite a few organizations. Uh,
oh yeah.
and it's you definitely see the difference. Quite a few years ago, when we first went to Model Railroad shows, they had to explain what we did with Lego, and now
Hmm.
you see them. They already know us from what we did earlier, or our publications or our websites. So there's more of them asking us instead of us asking
Yeah,
if we're allowed to go.
yeah, that's a good thing though.
Yeah, and the one show in that's most of the time normally in January, beginning of January, the organizers of that show always call me around August. Hey, are you able to join again this year?
They're already asking you.
Yeah, they're already asking because they really keen on having us every year,
Hmm.
and they're big fans of our work, which is pretty cool.
That is very cool. Pretty sure NBD will be public. Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that too. Hello, Philip. Welcome to the stream. It's unfortunate to hear virtual train stuff. I hope you get some shows pretty soon.
Is there so much difference between states in the US then for COVID cases?
Uh, seems to be. Apparently, Pennsylvania is on the worst side, or has been on the worst side, unfortunately. But we are vaccinating at a pretty solid rate, so that's certainly something to be happy about. No complaints there. Who's planning on displaying at Nebraska that you could set up with if you bring trains? It's a good question. I believe NILTC will be there. I believe, well, obviously, Lincoln Omaha will be there. That's their show. Um, NILTC will probably have a layout. Lincoln Omaha will probably have a layout. I would recommend reaching out to any one of those groups beforehand and seeing if you can borrow some track space while you're there.
Jeffrey just said Vermont has been doing well, but we have more cows than people. Even from a European, I know what you mean.
Yeah, sounds like Vermont.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, I'm glad that Vermont has been doing well.
Just going to grab a few windows. Be right back.
You got it. Just you and I stream. Now that he's gone. Hope everybody's having a nice Sunday.
I'm not sure if you're able to see, but I'm currently building sections of the
I can see it.
main wall,
That looks
and
hardcore.
I'm
A
now
lot of technic
planning
going on there.
the skylight sections around
Oh,
here.
oh, that's awesome.
And then it's probably going to be copy paste for the first three sections that I have.
Nice. That is awesome.
Yeah, I'm
I've
really glad how it's turning out.
mm-hmm. I have really been enjoying all of the updates that you've been giving me
Yeah,
on
I'm
on Facebook. Yeah, it's been fantastic because like every like 4 or 5 days, Enrico will send me like 8 photos or something like that, and it's just, hey, I made more progress on the roundhouse, and it's just awesome. Send me more photos.
it's an entire section that's be added. I was planning to do a complete, yeah, just adding all the pictures back to forward because you can see how it grows. Just
That would
from
be awesome.
last Friday there wasn't a roof. Next Friday there is a roof.
Mm-hmm.
The Friday after there's an entire new section of wall. It goes on and on and on.
You've been seriously cranking away at it.
Yeah, I'm planning. We have a show coming up in August in Germany, which we are planning to go at, and I'm hoping to have most of the tracks done by then. And for Lego World, I'm planning to have the entire scenery around it done. And I do have some ideas and plans for adding more details in the near future, including lights and some other unique stuff which you see around roundhouses around the world.
That's awesome stuff. Gonna be an incredible roundhouse once it's done.
Yeah, it's going to be one of the biggest in Lego
There
until
you
you
go.
and Kale start building again.
Yeah, we got some plans. Like Dutch and Red Dead, we've got a plan. Arthur. What a great video game.
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend was crazy about it. I've played quite a few days at her place. And I do
Hmm.
got it on my own PC, but my my PC doesn't really like the game. Sometimes it just destroys almost itself while I'm playing it. So I haven't been playing it as much lately because of my PC tends to bog down it. I use Autodesk software on the same computer, no problem at all. I can design railroads, roads, bridges, everything. But Red Dead Redemption, it just goes.
No way.
You have not enough
Not doing it.
video memory on your computer.
I have not even tried to play games on my computer. I built a PC in the early part of 2020, before graphics cards got impossible to find. And oops, shoot, that's not what I wanted to do. And I've been very, very, very happy with it. It's just I can't. Well, not that I can. It's just I haven't had any interest in trying to game uh, on it yet. Not that it
But
really matters, but probably give it a shot. But I've been happy with my PlayStation. Uh,
I never bought a PlayStation 4 and have been playing on my PC from time to time, but haven't been playing as much lately and not really interesting at it at the same time. When the lockdown first started, I was gaming quite a lot,
hmm
but now I find, yeah, not really interested in it anymore. Especially since I spend most of my days behind my computer. It's not
hmm
really. Yeah, I tend to not not spend my entire evening behind the same computer. Then
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that. There is a thing as too much screen time. All right, what do we got in the chat? Dawson is asking how many stalls your roundhouse is going to be.
uh, I'm planning 12 for now. The single reason behind it because Penlock had 8, so I'm going to do 12.
Yeah, he's going to
Um,
beat us.
Yeah. And I might add a few in the future. Uh, but if you haven't built a roundhouse before, and you probably recognize it, Glenn, it's really
hmm
difficult to have the entire circle itself
hmm
because you have a connection track to the turntable, and it's it's in not really a good place for having the entire circle. So the
Yeah.
connection track needs to be moved forwards, which makes the entire section more wider, which doesn't really make it more easier accessible. And for
hmm
just having when I ordered the tables, because I'm using custom tables, when I ordered the tables for these sections, if I wanted to add 2 or 3 more, I need to order 2 tables just to add 2 stalls. So
I
then I
follow you.
decided to cut them and say, well, I need 12 because then you have not in the 90 degrees, but a bit more. So you have, yeah, it's not really a half, not
hmm
really. So it's around, let's say 120 degrees, something like that. And have more easier accessible connection track. If you want to add those sections to have an entire half circle, that connection track needs to be moved to front, add more tables, and just gets a lot bigger and lot messier. Um, so I've decided to do 12. Uh, a good example, if you take your roundhouse, for example, you have the 8 sections now on the one end. If you want to
Yep.
add more, you need to add tables to the other side of the turntable, which was now accessible by public.
Mm-hmm.
Then build the stalls there. But at the same time, the public won't be able to see the roundhouse itself because now there's an entire section of roundhouse there. Because so the front view isn't really seenable except for us because we are standing on the other side.
Yep.
So that's the big disadvantage of having a roundhouse. You always have to adjust the side of view for the visitors, having the connection track on a proper place, and just adding two or three stalls makes it a lot bigger and adds a lot more width and width to it. And yeah, it doesn't make it much easier. So I decided to do 12. And if you ever order tables yourself or build tables yourself, you know it's quite expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So I went for IKEA tables, which already set me back around €350 just for these tables that I'm now using.
It's quite a bit.
Yeah, but the plus side is IKEA tables are reusable, so
That helps a lot, though.
it helps a lot. Yeah, if I ever want to change out or do something else, it makes it a bit easier.
There you go. There you go.
Um, Philip asked a quite interesting question. What quantity do you buy parts? Do you buy only the necessary parts for your locomotive, or do you buy parts in bulk?
I pretty much exclusively buy for what I'm building at the time. So like when I was building my combine, I pretty much just ordered these parts and that's it. There's very few occasions where I'll just put like random parts orders through Bricklink. Though I probably should do that a lot more because uh, there are often times that I find that I need more parts that I don't have. But usually I kind of just order Bricklink in like in batches at a time, and usually that works out. Like if I know that I'm like missing like some part, not like missing, but like if I need some more of like one kind of part or something like that, I'll just go through the different stores that I'm already ordering from and just add some in if they've got them. But pretty much, I just buy for what I'm building at the time.
Yeah, I do sometimes if I see a good action in price wise, I tend to buy a bit more, but most of the
Mm-hmm.
time just buy what I need.
Yep.
But if you find a Bricklink store where there's a good discount for a certain part, you know you use quite frequently, I tend to buy most of which I can.
There you go.
Especially things like curved slopes, which are always neat to have.
There you go. Conrad's got a bunch of homework. He's probably already gone now that we're just getting around to reading his message 7 minutes later. So hope your homework goes good and your testing. Plans, sure, we got those. Not us all the time and funding to actually do anything with those plans. Yeah, that's the problem. That is the problem. Lancaster Station is on hold. We are still working on it. We do have parts for it. It's just one of those things that, like the rest of the layout, it's a plan. Sam, I don't think you're the only one who still uses a PS2. It's just I'm not one of the other people. I know the PS2. Actually, I did used to. I think my brother had the PlayStation 2 that I played on growing up, and I played a lot of it. It was a lot of fun. There are a lot of
Yeah.
good games for the PlayStation 2.
San Andreas, GTA San Andreas. Wow, that was my childhood, really.
Never
I
played
just,
any of the GTA's.
it
I
was,
did I did play the Lego Star Wars games though. They were up my alley. Some fun stuff right there. Do, do, do. Sometimes Studio's brick maneuvering directions, like with your arrow keys, just don't make any sense to me. It's unfortunate because I want it to make a lot of sense, and I can never quite get a handle on it.
well, I always really disappointed at. I use quite a few designer software, and
Mhm.
every designer software has different key bindings.
Yeah, that's so irritating to me.
And especially if you have Autodesk software as well, they change around from one to the other. So
Hmm.
uh, shift and mouse button sometimes moves us to the entire screen, or
Yep.
is the 3D wheel, or selecting multiple things. It's always different, and it irritates me so much because I
Hmm.
always get a headache when I switch between software programs.
Yeah, I'm right in the same boat pretty much with at work. It's can be a bit of a challenge sometimes. You, what next? Do that. There's a lot to enjoy about this car that I'm working on. I wish I could claim credit for it, but I cannot. It is quite ingenious. I'm very much a fan of it.
Did you see a few of the new sets Lego is going to release soon?
Which ones?
There was a Mickey and Mouse set which has sheeps as minifigure size sheeps in them, which is
Oh
quite
wow,
neat,
that's pretty cool.
and quite a few interesting speed champions ones.
Hmm. I did see that there were some like images released earlier today, I guess, or whenever. I don't keep up with new Lego sets very well, but I
No,
probably should.
the same here. Just always interesting if something new comes out with interesting parts,
Hmm. Yeah, I'm more interested in what the parts in the parts that they give me in those sets than.
especially if they come in new colors.
Oh yeah, exactly. I'm always interested in stuff like that. Hmm, interesting. Sometimes studio makes a lot of sense, and sometimes it just doesn't make any at all. Just now is one of those no sense at all moments.
I think that's one of the uh, one of the reasons Lego digital design speaks so much to me, because it's just plain simple stacking bricks on top of each other, not any complicated software around it. Just pick the piece
Yeah, it's
up, place it on something, and that's it.
yep. There's a lot to like about it. It's for sure. One thing I do like about it though is the copy and mirror function.
Yeah,
That is fantastic stuff. Why are you still brick building ballast? Tricks Bricks has 3D printed parts that ballast entire pieces of track and sections. Because I like using Lego parts where I can.
I think the philosophy is where Trixpix went wrong is it's okay to produce parts that Lego doesn't produce itself, but for something that you're quite easily able to do with standard Lego parts, um, yeah, it feels a bit of cheating. It feels a bit cheap to use entire 3D printed sections if you're just easily able to use original Lego parts. And I do gotta say, it's not difficult or something like that to use the original Lego parts.
It's not. No, it's there are some good solutions out there for it, and so I just don't see the benefit. And to me, it's the slippery slope of, well, why don't you just 3D print the entire thing
Yeah,
at that point? Which, I mean, Trixbricks in a way it kind of is, but just it doesn't appeal to me.
and at the same time, price wise, isn't that much cheaper to use those 3D printed parts. And you still need to place tiles on the same part. So
Hmm.
at the same time, it feels a bit cheap and cutting corners where you're easily able to use original Lego parts.
Yep. I don't feel like I'm gaining anything by doing it.
No, definitely not. The only thing that you're gaining is not having the headache to ballast Trix Bricks their 3D printed parts. They have amazing stuff. They have amazing catalog of stock, but ballasting most of them is a complete nightmare.
There's your answer. All right, that section's done.
And I'm still waiting for my bloody brick tracks switches that haven't arrived.
I think that's just a customs and international shipping thing. I did actually get mine.
Yeah,
They're
you
still,
got yours way earlier than I.
yeah, they're still just sitting in a box somewhere. I haven't even gotten them out. I haven't had track on my floors in a good long while. Not that that's a huge deal or anything. Keep going here. God.
Hmm.
Let's see.
Okay, I'm just gonna quickly check if I have a part in storage.
All right. Just us again, chat. Oh, shoot. Don't need to be dropping anything that I don't know how to put back together. Do a flip. I can't do that. Uh, they weren't ordered. I think Enrico was talking about Brick Train Awards stuff. I could be wrong. I'll ask him when he comes back. Yeah, Brick Tracks is actually very good about shipping times. Within if you're within the United States, obviously it takes a lot longer if you're overseas, but that's not abnormal. So unfortunate, but not abnormal.
Okay, I didn't have the part which I was looking for, so I'm going to use something else.
There you go.
Uh,
Someone was
yeah.
asking, are the brick tracks that you're getting? Did you order those, or are they from Brick Train Awards?
No, I ordered them from the Dutch reseller. We
Uh, s-
pre-ordered them in November, I believe.
oh, so I was wrong.
And since we pre-ordered them in November, which was a bit later than others. We are not really the first one to receive them, and he already received the first few, and the second ones were on their way. And the last time I heard, but that was already quite a few weeks ago. They were in the Netherlands somewhere in customs.
Oh goodness, that's quite a while.
Yeah, it's quite a while.
Yeah, it could be because of COVID virtual train stuff. You might be right. COVID's the answer for everything
Every
now
problem, yeah.
these days. You having a problem? Oh, it's got to be COVID.
Yeah, and I do know the control for shipping goods from the US takes a bit longer than other goods.
Yeah, it sure does.
You know the feeling of I placed that part somewhere around here, but I haven't found it yet.
I'm extremely familiar with that. Where's the inverted part? I didn't have an inverted part. It's like I just saw it a minute ago.
Yeah, I just saw it. I have an entire bag. You know the size of the bag, you know the color of the bag, you know how it looks, how it feels.
And it's just nowhere to be found.
Yeah, it's just gone with the wind.
Eat that. Just... I suck at the... There we go. That's not it still.
Do you want to make the scheme that we have for October public, or do you want to keep that quiet?
I'll keep it quiet for now, just because it's not set in stone yet.
No problem. Good to know.
Hopefully it will be set in stone, though. But
yeah, I hope
not
so
yet.
too.
Not yet. There's 13 people watching right now, and we just had like a solid minute of just no dialogue. So we are clearly extremely interesting.
My back is probably very interesting to watch it while I search for the bloody parts that I can't find. I know it's a pretty sizable bag as well.
It's all right. I filled like 45 minutes to an hour of stream time with trying to find a single part when I was building the Mohawk.
Oh, is it seriously? Oh, that's the difficult thing of having a big build as that.
Mm-hmm. It was an unfortunate part of that live stream, and I felt like 10 feet tall when I finally found it.
Got him.
Nice.
They were in a different drawer.
There we go.
I'm really glad that I found them because they added quite a few details to it.
There we go. Oh, now I've broken everything.
Now you gotta call him. How did you put these pieces into
Yeah,
each
yeah,
other?
pretty much. Unfortunately. I've just broken it again. Doing great today.
You're really on the roll, yeah.
I know, right? How many times can I break this thing in like the space of a couple minutes? Place your bets now.
How's the Crusader going, actually? Is it still alive, or?
We should be. That line made me facepalm. Well, you're clearly new around here. That happens. That's my entire sense of humor is facepalm. It happens a lot.
But it's just in storage, or? Uh-oh.
3 times. You're probably not far off. Trying to make sure I just don't absolutely destroy what I'm working on. Little, as they say in Enrico's part of the world, fragile. That was a joke. More facepalm humor. Or if you've seen certain holiday movies or Christmas movies, fragile.
I'm just waiting for somebody to make a meme out of that again.
Oh, I can't wait.
You know when you're famous when you have to be turned into a meme.
I know, right? I guess that's me. On the plus side, this is not going so badly over here. Now that I've stopped breaking everything. Checking the chat again. Must be Italian. I believe so. Sam, only you would see Lancaster Station mentioned and then start thinking about Strasbourg. You nerd. Welcome to the stream, Sam, by the way. Ashamed and proud at the same time of that one. Yeah, it's basically it. I don't. So here's my hot take. This will inspire some conversation. I personally don't think A Christmas Story is just an amazing movie. I think it's funny. I get why people like it. It doesn't do it for me. Like it's not mind blowing. Like it doesn't like it just seems like a Christmas movie. Like I don't get why people are like so nuts about it. You know, maybe it's an unpopular opinion, but I'm sticking to it.
I think it's more of a American thing, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I'm confident in that. Confident that that's true, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Nostalgia. Yeah, that makes sense. Ironically, though, I was actually given a Red Ryder BB gun for Christmas one year. I think it's still at my parents' house.
Oh dear.
Kale just texted me and says Christmas Story is an amazing movie and we can't be friends anymore.
And he just unfriended me on Facebook.
Yeah, Andy just unfriended me on Facebook, unfollowed me on Instagram. You're witnessing the destruction of a friendship here.
A lifelong friendship just going to
Yeah.
ruin.
Yep. I'm sticking to it though. I'm sticking to my guns on that one. Like I get why people like it. It's just doesn't do it for me. Couldn't decide if I needed to sneeze once or twice. Oh man. I'm so happy that warmer weather is here and seemingly here to stay. At least it's a wonderful day out in western Pennsylvania today, currently. I'm really happy about that. And I'm inside enjoying it on a live stream.
Yeah, of course, the best way to enjoy it.
I did go out earlier though, so not completely not taking it of it.
Yeah, well, I was out yesterday working for an entire day at the railroad, so I'm glad to
Yeah,
be inside for a day.
there you go. I was also doing something very similar. Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. I don't think very many other people are coming up with characters for fan fictions right now. You might be
I'm
alone on
not
that
really
one.
sure what type of fan fiction you're thinking about as well.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't involve me.
Yeah, it kind of creeps me out at the moment.
You know, that's your thing. Go for it. But somebody will appreciate it. All your
and
bliss.
and Dawson just said that he feels the same about the Emperor of the North. Well, fun fact: I just saw last Friday the movie for the first time by
That's a good
recommendation
one.
of Glenn. I do quite like it. It reminds me quite of the old westerns my grandmother used to watch.
It's kind of one of those kind of movies.
Yeah, it's one of those type of movies. Yeah, but I did really like the action shots of it, especially when they greased up the tracks and the locomotive kept on slipping, which was really cool filmed.
It's a cool scene. Wings of Fire about dragons. Neat.
Wings of Fire, which is about dragons. Okay. No idea what's going on.
Guess is as good as mine. There we go. We're really making progress on this down here now. I wish I could show everybody, but as a courtesy, I will not.
Yeah, I'll probably post
It's tile
a
modified.
work in progress picture later tonight when I start building.
There you go.
And if everything goes well, I should be able to finish the roof for the first 3 sections later this week.
Nice.
And then I need to decide what's up next. Maybe the connecting track towards the main line. But I have a lot of that is storage from other older projects. I'm not really sure if that's going to be up first. I do like to add some scenery around the turntable because it's just an empty pit at the moment. I
That'd
have
be good to
some
do.
quite interesting ideas for that. So I'm thinking about shifting towards that. And then maybe later on adding more. So first more scenery around it, and then adding more track sections. But it's going to be copy paste from now on forward, so that's makes it a bit easier to get more sections done in a shorter time.
It's a lot easier. Speaking from experience.
Yeah.
I know it's got to be like 9 p.m. where you're at, but it looks like just the way that your lighting is set up, it looks like there's a huge ray of sunlight coming in on
Yeah,
your
I
right.
know. I'm currently trying to order something to put in front of my windows. But I've changed my setup because I got a new computer screen which I bought from work. So
Nice.
normally the letter will be with my camera will be faced with the light from behind, and now it's kind of in the side. So especially in the morning when I have online meetings, I'm trying to shift more and more to the left to have the light more from behind.
I
Or
see
I'm
what you
going to
mean.
order a different separate camera, but I'm not really that interesting or keen on that because I've already got one built in.
There you go.
I did see that Brickmania has another few Mohawks in store.
Yeah, they restocked them a few weeks ago. It was a full run of, I believe, 25.
Yeah, I believe there
Half
were
a half batch. That's a full
last
batch
time
for the larger kits, but
last time I checked there were 11 still in stock, I believe.
actually I checked last night just because I was thinking about it, and I think there were 10.
Okay.
So
Another happy customer somewhere.
yeah, I certainly hope so. Anyways. I got a message from one of my Instagram followers, and he showed me. He just sent me a picture of the top of the box, and I said, "Wow, that's awesome! Congratulations."
Yeah, I saw one other on Facebook as well.
I saw that one. I very much hope that those individuals enjoy. Certainly as much as I enjoyed designing that kit. still got mine sitting out in front of my TV, and then my kit version on top of my bookshelf. And I'm running out of space to put all of my trains currently. I've got a bookshelf behind me, and there's an entire shelf of that filled with trains. Uh, there's a couple of other train models on other shelves, but not completely filling the shelf. There's my personal Mohawk, a boxcar, and a caboose sitting in front of my TV. On top of the bookshelf is another Mohawk and my Brickmania Blackbird. And then I have a sort of kitchen island that I have a locomotive sitting on right now, and then I have like a breakfast area that I have another locomotive sitting on right now. So I've literally got trains
Everywhere.
all over my apartment right now.
Yeah, I do have a small display case, but that I need to clean up. But not all of my locomotives are able to fit inside it, and most of the time my trains are in storage. My Trans Europe Express is in box most of the times of the year. It only comes out when I or test run it or have it on display at shows.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just incredibly large. I could try to put it in the display case, but it would fill the entire display case by itself.
It's a lot of stuff. It happens when you get bigger collections. You just get annoyed with trying to put them somewhere.
Yeah, I tend to box up most of the time.
Yeah, me too. It's where all of my freight cars are currently. And my S160. Well, we'll just say the vast majority of my collection is boxed up currently. Because it's the easiest way to say it.
I do have a box full of trains somewhere that I really wanted to rebuild and change out things, but I haven't come around to it.
Yeah. That's one of the difficult things, like, excuse me, rebuilding earlier models or building brand new models that are, really, really good. At what point do you stop doing one and start doing the other?
Yeah. Virtual train stuff. The Nordlander T isn't. I'm not really a big fan of it either. I built the German version, which Kraftwerk uses in their music video.
There you go.
The Nordlander, it's not. I know it was originally built by a combination with the Dutch and the Swiss company, train company, but I'm not really a fan of it. It's a bit bulky, in my opinion.
I'm very partial to the version that you built. I love that thing. Really, really cool looking.
Where did I put that? Somewhere around here. Jeffrey, I do recommend buying something like a display case, or IKEA has quite a few cheap bookshelves which are really easy to use. I haven't got them myself, but quite a few other builders here do have them. And they're just a couple of bucks, easy mounted on a wall, big enough to store a locomotive on it.
I need bigger boxes. Because my Mohawk will only fit in. I can only fit one Mohawk in one of the clear totes that I have, but I can only fit it in diagonally. and only just. I always break off the front footboards. I need to get bigger boxes for sure.
I'm not sure what the correct term for it is, but every year in Christmas we get a Christmas box filled with goods from our employees.
Oh, okay.
With candy, books, and things like that, just as an extra present.
Mm-hmm.
And they're always perfect size for Lego trains.
Oh,
So my
nice.
entire Trans Europe Express train set is in the box of the Christmas gift I got for my employee 2 years ago.
That works
It
really
still
well
has
then.
it still has Happy Christmas 2019 printed on it, and it's
Oh,
just
there you go. Oh, that works really well then.
it works perfectly.
Nice. That's fantastic. This is interesting.
Yeah, just like Thomas said, the difficult thing of displaying your trains is dust, and that's one of the
And
reasons I
cans of
tend to put.
compressed air,
Yeah,
things like
and
that. Oh, well, that's wrong. I've done it incorrectly, and I should feel bad about myself because of it. AT, feel free to heckle me anytime you get. Too lazy to create models yourself, so you just play trains. Well, nothing wrong with that either. Let's see. Now we're getting somewhere.
did finish the first section. I'm not sure how it's kind of visible.
That looks awesome.
So I only need to fill in the gaps on the side, but it's easier for that to do another time when I have more time to measure everything. So I'm just going to copy paste it for the other two sections.
That'll work. That really does look awesome.
Yeah, I'm really planning on adding lights in the near future, but adding lights just takes so much time. I still have quite a few locomotives that I need to add lights to it as well. And
It
just
does take a lot.
yeah, I tend to push it forward instead of doing it.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Copy and mirror has got to be the nicest part of Studio, period. It's so lovely. Hmm. There we go.
But for favorite locomotives that you have built so far, do you think the Mohawk is in the top 4, 5?
What's that?
For
I missed.
favorite,
I blanked
no
out.
problem. For the favorite locomotives that you have built so far, is
My
the
favorite.
Mohawk uh, out there on the top 4, 5, or
Yeah, I would definitely say it is. I love that model. I think it's. I think it's. I think the Mohawk is, as far as ones that I've published, I think that's the best one that I've done. And I think it's going to be hard for me to beat that, and even in my own mind. There's a lot. There's a lot that I love about the Mohawk. Shoot.
Have you seen the new Lego road system? Because it's terrible.
I have seen them. I don't. I don't think they're that terrible. I think it's just different, and people are not quite a fan of it yet.
I think it's more modular for children to use because now
Yeah.
they're easier to change things up. As adults, well,
I think
tend to
adults
use.
are just going to find ways to make it work. Honestly.
Yeah, they already are, and to be honest, building your roads with bricks or tiles is much better, much realistic than using base plates.
Hmm. Sweet. On to the next section. This is actually going a lot quicker than I thought it would. Still a bigger fan of my number 13. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm glad you like it. That was kind of the locomotive that got me back into building locomotives. There's a lot to be said for that.
Oh, there.
I do still like my number 13 too. I like that I put sound in it. That's really cool in my opinion. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people agree, but I'm happy that I was able to particularly put the Dali Electronics board that I had in it, because it was just essentially just sitting around and not doing me any good beforehand. So.
Just adding sound to a particular locomotive. Electric locomotives don't really have that much sound, so it's not really interesting to add lights to those. But
Mm-hmm.
especially steam or diesel, there's adding sound to it just makes it more alive and more, and especially it draws in quite a few views from visitors
Mm-hmm.
because they're amazed that the sound is able to come off at of our models.
Mm-hmm. It's really cool seeing those kind of advancements come about
And I
and
do
become.
particularly like when people recognize the whistle, for example, of my locomotive from the real one.
Mm-hmm. That's a really cool moment. Sound that I have for 13 is not specific to 13, but it does. It kind of works. It's not perfect, but it certainly does get the point across, which is just as fine in my opinion.
What do you think of the powered up? Do you think AFOS will adapt or look to the third party option once PF dries up? That's quite interesting topic. Powered up has been around for, I believe, 4 years now.
Yeah,
So
it's been
yeah,
around
around
for a little while. You're
quite a
right.
while. Um, I'm a fan of both systems. Powered Up is a great system. It has its limitations. Yes, it definitely does. But at the same time, it also has the quite a few unique options to it. If you're really interested in what you're able to achieve with Powered Up, check out Urban Aaron at Flickr because he has a train which is powered by Powered Up and has a light sensor in it. So it detects the color of a 2x4, for example, yellow tile on the track. And it knows yellow tile means I have to stop for 2 minutes. So it's essentially programming your train in very simple, very Lego system way. For that, I'm quite a fan of it.
Yeah, quite.
For
I do like powered up for the things that you can do with it like that.
yeah, for PF, uh, third-party options, definitely. I've been using third-party options even when PF was still in production. Think about Asbrick or PF Xbrick, for example. Third-party options, Chinese battery boxes, for example, which I use. Um, and they're getting even better. I know a manufacturer here in Europe produces power function motors, which are more powerful, more stronger than original Lego models motors. Um, so yeah, I think AFOS are fine with using both, and now PFX Track is coming back with the 9-volt system. I think we have a three option way of using 9-volt power functions and powered up. And some strange people will still use a 12-volt system, which I never really understood.
Yeah, I blame Holger Mathis for that.
Oh, his roundhouse is just superb.
It's so cool. That won an award in the Brick Train Awards just this past, just in recent months, and I think it's definitely deserving. I think it's just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, we were judging that, and we saw it, and we were like, yeah, it could fit on a 12-volt catalog back from the 80s, just in
Mm-hmm.
the instant. So that's
Mm-hmm.
one of the main reasons why it won. And it has interior, quite a few interesting videos on his YouTube channel. Yeah, just an
It's cool.
amazing build.
It's cool stuff.
Any softer flex tubes alternative with the same diameter as flex tube? Um,
Is Kale still in the stream? He can answer that. There are options. I don't remember exactly where they're from. We have at Brick Model Railroader, we have included several, a few times at least, we have included some alternatives for things like that. Like in the case of the flex tube and the genuine Lego color being a little bit more on the expensive side, we've included a alternative in the box that is not Lego.
yeah, same. I've used the third-party dark blues gray tubes because normally blues gray tubes aren't expensive and really hard to get.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
We already responded with where you get those tubes.
There you go. Freeland Wade. And it is pretty flexible.
And an advice which I got myself a couple of months ago: copper wiring, just having the same
Mm-hmm.
diameter as the tubes. Fit those right in there. You're easily able to mount them in different positions, strange corners and things like that, and they just keep on. They just kept the form that you give to them.
Works pretty well then.
It's just a hassle getting the isolation of it. So that's the reason
Mm.
why most of the time, after nights building, the entire table of mine is filled with blood because I'm just keep stabbing myself with a knife instead of having the isolation.
Well, don't do that.
No, I'm not really planning on doing it, but it happens quite a while.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Let's see here. I'm about nearing the end of what I've been working on, which I'm glad about. At
Are you
least the hard
planning
parts of it.
to build it or the parts directly for
Yeah,
it?
I'm just been transferring the physical model that I've got in front of me to Studio, and I'm almost done with that, which is quite nice. I don't know how soon I'll order parts for one, but it wouldn't be that hard now that I've got the Studio model. As long as I put things in the right place. It's the whole trouble. There we go. Still got 9 people watching. That's amazing. We've been going for about an hour and a half now. Hope you guys are all enjoying, even during the extended period, no conversation. In the reassembly phase of this project now. Always one of the more interesting parts.
Where did that part go? And I end up with
Exactly.
two dark bluish gray plates that I have no idea where to put them.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah. I think most of the time uh, that I spent on the roundhouse is just getting the angles right.
Yep,
Just
I
takes
certainly
so much
believe that.
time.
I certainly believe that. It's the hard part right there, is because that's just kind of gonna set the whole look,
Yeah,
really.
and you don't want to have too many gaps in between the sections.
Mm-hmm.
So just getting the sections right, getting the gaps right. And
Mm-hmm.
once you get one or two done, you're just able to copy and paste everything. But getting those few right is just an entire hassle by itself.
That actually goes together remarkably well. Not that I'm surprised. I was shipped to me and it was fully together, but it goes back together remarkably well, I guess I should say. Sweet. All right, I think I'm basically done with that.
What I'm really looking forward is having the first public event with the Roundhouse. Just having that
Oh
filled
yeah.
with steam locomotives.
Oh, definitely. Roundhouses are a lot of fun to play with as long as you've got the proper switch radius you need. Oh, Mark, I didn't know you were in here. Glad you're enjoying.
We have a rule on our main line that R40 is banned. You're not allowed to use R40 on the main line. For switches, only on the side tracks.
Good. No one cares about R40 anymore.
No. The biggest hassle we ever had was our first Lego World, where we had the original Lego double crossover.
Oh goodness.
And when you back, for people who don't know, the original Lego crossover, you were able to go straight or left or right, of course. But once you set the, let's say, the first to the straight, the other one on the other side has to go to the other side. So it's not a problem if you're going this way, but when you're going the same direction to the original Lego crossover, they tend to, one of the trains will go to the other track, which happened most of the time when you back up your train when something happened. So when your train split in half, halfway for some strange reason, and you thought, well, let me back up my locomotive, get my wagons again, and go along with the ride. You go to the original Lego crossover, you switch to the other track, and have a head-on collision. And that happened so many times. We only had one of those crossovers in the entire layout, and it happened so many times. Next Lego World, it was gone. We didn't use it anymore, and he sold it for, I believe the owner sold it for around, well, maybe 70, 80 euros.
We had a rule in Penlug Yard building is that we never put those on the main line for that exact reason
Yeah, they're terrible.
because they were so stupid.
I never really understood why they made that huge design mistake.
Because it's easy.
And the strangest thing is, I saw mine for €60 and got the R104 double crossover from Twixbricks for less of what I got for the original Lego one.
Mm-hmm.
Mark has a question for you. How's the Blue Flag tour at Age of Steam?
Oh, it was wonderful. That was on Friday, just a couple days ago. Absolutely amazing event. Loved every single minute of it, and I would highly recommend it if you've never been. As far as I know, though, well, I'm not sure if they've said anything about it, so I won't. But there will be plenty of other events at Age of Steam this year, which will be definitely worth going to.
And the Lego show in Germany, that's Skoditz near Leipzig in August. And we have plans to go there with quite a large group. I have plans for bringing my roundhouse to that show. However, we're still not sure if the show is able to go through with the COVID regulations. But if it is, it's probably one of the biggest meetups of Lego trains in Europe.
Sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it because there are a lot of cool builders are going to it.
Show off the inside of my combine.
Yeah, there's a really cool interior. I do really like that the inside has the
Nice and
tan
nice and
flooring.
homey inside.
Yeah.
The baggage section up in the front.
Are you planning to add lights in it?
Hmm.
Are you planning to add lights into the model?
I'd like to. I don't have any that I could add in right now, but well, I don't have a power source for them. I actually do have a couple of LEDs, but I need a power source. So I may look into doing that, but I'm not set on it one way or another. But we'll see. Need to get flex tube that I've currently got sitting at Kale's house so I can finish this stupid thing.
Well, paging Dr. Kill.
Exactly. Hmm. Oh man, I've exhausted my list of things to do on livestream.
No problem. I'm currently finishing this section of the roof. Do you want to continue another time?
Yeah, we can, yeah. If anybody's got any questions still, you feel free to drop them in chat while we're still around. It's a lazy Sunday for me here. As out all weekend. came back, and I often stay up on Saturdays a little bit on the later side, but I was asleep by like 10:45 yesterday.
Wow, yeah,
It,
that says a lot of your weekend.
a lot of energy. And I woke up at 7 this morning, and I felt fantastic.
Yeah, I know I've quite a busy week coming up for work, and do have quite a few plans in the near future. For the Steam Heritage organization, we have uh, a 3-day event of us just going nuts on a track piece. We
Mm-hmm.
rented power tools and everything just to get as much work done in as a short period of time as possible. That's going to be starting not upcoming Thursday, but the Thursday after that, and a lot of work things. Do have a quite interesting project that I'm able to go to this Tuesday. Um, yeah,
There's a lot going
that's
on already.
yeah. I do have quite a few plans. Me and Thomas are planning up meeting on this Thursday at my house, so
Nice.
that would be interesting. I have quite a few models running around here. Yeah, that's it.
Be sure to take video.
Will do. Quite a few work in progress that I'm really keen on continue working.
What's that? Missed the last part.
Quite a few work in progress models that I'm really keen on continue working at.
Yeah, I've seen some of those. I think those are exciting.
I'm just trying to get as much done on the roundhouse as possible. Just make
There
sure
you
that
go.
that's as far as possible, and then change out to a work in progress.
Get ready for show season.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and like Thomas just said this in chat, we're definitely having a double heading this Thursday of our models.
That's exciting stuff.
But getting ready for show season, yeah, definitely. Let's hope that it's able to start soon.
Never a bad thing with shows.
So, do you want to wrap this thing up?
I guess we can wrap it up then. Got 12 people watching. It's been going for about a little an hour and 38 minutes. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This has not obviously not been a very energetic live stream, but um, that's what Sunday afternoons are. They're,
Exactly.
in my opinion, it's just hanging out. Time for just chilling out, doing a little Lego, chatting with some friends. That's what's up. Kale, don't worry about shipping those parts. I'll get them from you at some point. That'd be. We'll figure it out. Glad you enjoyed the stream.
Yeah. Check out
Um,
what we built on our Facebook, Flickr, Instagram, and
mhm.
things like that.
Yep. Enrico's on Facebook, Flickr, Instagram, the Grand Brick Tour.
Correct.
And then I'm on Flickr and Instagram. My Instagram is Emperor of the North Pole. On Flickr, it's just my name. Those are the best ways to keep up with what we're doing. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday or start to your Monday, wherever it is, wherever you are, whatever time it is. And we'll do this again sometime soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll end it here.